My...
Yes? Aren't you eager? You know the drill. Go downstairs and warm up. The fight will take place in a couple of hours. Keep walking.
Mesdames and messieurs, a cordial welcome to the Dust Pit! You know who I am, I know who you are, and above all, I know why you are here today. Because you want to see a fight! This is the fourth battle of the mysterious newcomer called the Wanderer. But will it also be the last? Because this time we picked a special treat for him to feast on. Mesdames and messieurs, you came for blood, and you shall have it!
What? That's all you've got?
Folks just never learn.
to bet.
Look who's back.
Talk to Russia.
Not bad, not bad. I was expecting you to pee your pants after she did that little trick of hers. But no. You kept your... cool, as usual. Sure you don't want to start working as a mercenary? You could make more money that way. Either way, here's your pay. Yes? I had hoped you'd ask that. I do. And this time, you're in for a real challenge. No. If you're man enough, you'll fight the beast tonight. Aye, the pride of the pit. And the good thing about it, even if you hack it to shreds, all we need to do is give it some elixir and have our necromancer stick it back together. I won't lie, though. It'll be hard this time. And chances are you won't make it out alive. If you do make it, though, it'll be worth your time. Something like that, aye. But let's not dwell on the details, shall we? Thought so. Well then.
Mesdames and messieurs, a cordial welcome to the Dust Pit. You know who I am, I know who you are, and above all, I know why you are here today. Because you want to see a fight! 4 battles, 4 victories. But can the Wanderer also oppose the beast that's been soaking this soil in blood for decades? We shall see. Unleash the beast!
Let's see you dance, Wanderer. Enemy! Any last words? Oh, come on. You could do better than that. Good. That's enough. Let's talk. Fair enough. This is better. Forgive me my dramatic entrance. I was just about to explain. I'm Qalian'S, voice of the Father. I've been watching you for a while now because I'm looking for someone with your set of skills. And, our little encounter down in the pit erased the last doubts I had about you. That accent. You're an outlander, aren't you? Shit. Does that mean I have to explain who the Relator is to you? Right. The Relator is more than a bunch of criminals, though. But we'll get there. Regarding your original question, the Voices are the military arm of the Relator. I'm sure you've seen some of us before. We come into play when a matter needs a strong hand to resolve itself. Indeed. Let me get straight to the point. I want to hire you for a mission. Well, you look like someone willing to slaughter other people in front of a gawking crowd for a handful of coins. At least that's what you did down there. Don't get me wrong, I don't judge. The pit fighters know what they're getting themselves into. But after what I saw you do down there, I concluded that you're willing to do a lot of things if the pay is right. Or am I wrong? I see. How refreshing that you Sun children always find new, fun ways to kill time. But even if it's just a thrill you're seeking, you'll find it on the mission I'm offering you. Tenfold. Well, actually, it's simple. I want your help in killing someone. The Father. Their leader. Not mine. When I was 6 years old, the Relator abducted me and a dozen other children. That is, Shagun, the old cunt who owned our orphanage. She sold us like cattle. Us, and over the years, at least a dozen more. And we all came from the same orphanage. The refuge. And no, I have no idea what they did to us. I remember nothing. Why? Probably because the father shoved an ingot of gold up her ass for every child she sold. But the flesh maggots got her a while ago, so she took her reasons to the grave with her. Yes. That's the big question, isn't it? At first I thought it was about child trafficking. You know, tender little knaves and girls for rich bastards. Ark's bigwigs. Yet now I've come to the conclusion that it must have been about science. Experiments. Only as I said, I'm pretty sure you have the wrong idea about them. The Relator doesn't see itself as a guild of murderers, but as a faith, a sect, a cult. The blackmailing, the shadow tax, is how they finance the little community. That the physical body is the worst thing that ever happened to man. It's a hull that needs to track. But we digress. If we're to work together, you'll soon have some rogue cultists telling you all this shit anyway. Kind of. After the father was done with us, he simply disposed of our corpses. This is also the first memory I have of that time after the abduction. Waking up in a pile of dead bodies. I don't know exactly, but I must have been somewhere between 12 to 14 years old. Still half a child, in other words. As you can imagine, I was a mess for the first few moons after that. Once I was able to think somewhat straight again, I looked for help in the upper city. Of course, the guards didn't believe a word of what I said and sent me right back down into the caverns. Many things are horrible. Still they happen. Correct. Let's put it this way. I came to realize that no matter how much I cursed and cried, nobody. So I decided to take matters into my... I taught myself how to survive, how to fight. And years later, entered the dust pit for the first time. One of the voices saw how well I could fight and offered me to study the Relars. Their codex, their holy scripture, written by the Father himself. I shaved my head and became a scion, the lowest rank. Eight years ago. The Father doesn't bother with most Relame, especially not with the Scions. Also, when they discarded me, I was still a child. Now, I'm a man. Revenge. Yes. I want this monster to pay for what he did to me and the others. And one of the core beliefs of the Relata concerns the Day of Transcendence. It's the day when every Relame who's ever proven him or herself worthy leaves their body to continue existing as an immortal, immaterial being. And they also believe that this day is imminent, since the Father found a way to achieve transcendence for himself and for his lambs. In the weeks to come, they will set out an expedition to the Frostcliff Mountain. Since this expedition will be an extremely dangerous undertaking, he will bring along almost a dozen of the best mercenaries available. You will be one of them, and together, we will kill the Father. I'm telling you this because I need someone who knows how to kill. Better than the usual cutthroat you find down here. And you seem to be that someone. Also... Never mind. As I said, you can fight. That's enough. Well, let's put it this way. I took precautions. If you don't have the guts to help me, your choice, but... Believe me, if you do try to backstab me, you'll regret it. Well, the Relata spent the last 2 years excavating an old temple that apparently was lost in the glacier for centuries. Now, according to the Father, this is where we'll find the key to achieve transcendence, but that's about all I know. Well, I can pay you 400 pennies now, and 800 more once the Father... Also, think of all the riches that we'll find in the temple itself, or in the Relata's treasure chambers. It will be worth it. You can trust me on that. By doing something that impresses him. As you can imagine, the Relata already has its stock of sellswords they rely on. But if we do something that impresses the Father or the First Seer, it might be enough to convince him to hire you. Look, I know how shaky it sounds, but it's... So, are you with me or not? Absolutely. Meet me at the Wailing Tree, 2 hours from now. Here. This'll help you get back to the Undercity in case you need to return to the surface before our meeting. Stay safe.